The reason why I don't hate Joe Budden is because I see too much of myself in Joe Budden.
You are Joe Budden.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very much Joe Budden.
You are Joe
You know
Budden.
what I mean? I very much Joe Budden.
Actually thinking you're acting different, manic, spitting sounds of manic depressant. Going through.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this music, man. See if we can do this music thing. You know?
Yeah, what I mean? Man. There's this one dude. You know, he like all of a sudden he got real back into it, and he works with me, at Esperanza, but he's doing like Christian rap, but he just like he's like marketing himself very well. You know what I mean? And so like, he's only doing one song at a time, but then he hypes it up and then he releases it, you know, like on iTunes and all that. So he just came out with a song called Snorlax, and you know, and like in the video, like they were able to put like basically you know, Snorlax just like in the in the whatchamacallit. So it was creative, and it was something that you could easily do. You know what I mean? Because that's like that, what is it? I forgot that technology, but you know, you could just like, you know, like your phones can do it now. You could put like a stormtrooper in your picture. So he kind of did that. So I mean, you know, and he's going, you know, he's just getting his music out to like the, you know, to the you know, the proper outlets. You know, so just getting after it. You know, I think you know, I think now more than ever, you know, you hear like Russ's story and all that. Do you like Russ? I don't like. I want to like him, but there's like I can't really. A lot of his songs, like I feel like he doesn't really rap.
Yeah, he's
It's kind of like that rap singing type.
Yeah, he's almost I don't want to say he's Post Malone-ish because he raps more than Post Malone does.
Yeah.
But it's like that emo type of rap thing. You know what I mean? My problem with Russ is every time I see an interview, I just see somebody who's just like, you think you're a lot smarter than you are. You know what I mean? Like, it's that guy who's like, I'm going to say this thing I think is going to sound deep. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. It's like the Joe Budden thing. Yeah,
he's very cocky.
Arrogant. And and it's, you can be arrogant if you're actually smart and you actually, you know what I mean? But it's all, you know, I hate that guy, right? The Elon Musk guy. The reason why I don't hate Joe Budden is because I see too much of myself in Joe Budden.
You are Joe Budden.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very much Joe Budden.
You are Joe Budden.
You know what I mean? I very much am Joe Budden. And even with how I rap now is very Joe Budden's, man.
Bro, that is so crazy. You are Joe Budden. Because like I could just think of like the discussions we've had, like because he will go overboard.
Correct.
And I'm like, that is you.
Yeah, I am Joe Budden. Yeah, it hurts. It pains me. but the difference is that like sometimes the times I don't like Joe Budden is like sometimes when he goes, like when he did the Tax Stone interview.
Yeah.
And he's like, why are you being so awkward right now? Like, why are you being weird? Like, no one would ever throw me out of an interview because I would never just be so standoffish.
Right.
For no apparent reason. Or he did it on another. There was this battle rap show that I watch. This dude, Math Hoffa, does called My Expert Opinion. And he like sits in a barbershop and it's kind of almost like LeBron James, but it's like a 3-hour long thing.
Yeah. And
they'll bring like different people on, and Joe Budden was on it. And for the first 10 minutes, Joe was doing that, like that weird standoffish, awkward thing. It was like you ask him a question, and then he does well, why wouldn't I do that? And it's like, well, what is your fucking problem?
I know.
Why you gotta be that way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just answer the question. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's like, those are the times that I'm like, I am not Joe Budden here, because I would never be this way. You know what I mean? But when Joe is just being regular Joe, I am very much Joe Budden. Yeah, I'm like, me and him are the same person almost.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Again, the way because that was when I
struggle was awesome with him.
No, for sure. And every day was a struggle to not see a possible gotcha moment where he snaps on somebody.
Well, that's why it was so good.
Yeah.
You know, but because academics annoyed him.
Yeah.
And he didn't respect them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there was you just had this like,
and that
and academics didn't care.
And,
you know, he didn't mind getting under his skin.
Yeah,
but it was like perfect. Like he hasn't been able to duplicate like whatever that state of the culture.
Yeah,
that was dumb.
Yeah,
you know, they had him like an MC.
Yeah, correct. Almost. They would have him hosting. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's the personality.
Correct. No, it's funny because that probably is when I started realizing how similar I am to him. When you don't have respect for somebody, you can barely contain it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like there's not a fucking thing. You can say something I agree with, and I would disagree with it because I don't respect you. You know what I mean? I can't even contain.
You're very
Yeah, and that was like when I first saw Joe. I was just, like, that's when I realized I was like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I think I'm very much like Joe Budden. And again, that's how I feel about the first song. When I think about Joe Budden's career, and you think about how we started, was about the rappity rap almost. You know, it was like Pump It Up, and then it's like Focus, and all these songs where he's just rapping. But then when he finally got the chance to do his shit, when he did like mood music, it was like emo rap. You know what I mean? It was like mad emotional, mad about his mental health and shit like that. Oh, girl. We better be careful out there. Excuse me. And that is how I rap now. You know what I mean? It's mad like, it's authentic. We're authentic people, right? It's just authentic to who we are. You know what I mean? So yeah, I am very much Joe Budden. I just hate when he does that weird thing. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that thing. You know what I mean? It's like cringy. And if I don't want to watch this shit, you're just being
it's very
this weird ass way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whatever. Shout out to Joe Budden. And you know what? But I got to give him credit because he did this. The platform he created, the podcast and all that, man, like that shit does numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy because I can't really get into it. Like,
I don't either. I don't either at all because I don't like half the topics they talk about though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes they'll talk about too much ratchet shit that I don't care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just be like, but the most Brian Joe Budden / moment is last year when Drake came out with Scorpion.
Uh-huh.
He does a deep dive on one of the songs about where he thinks Drake is dissing Kanye.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most Brian things you'll ever see because, you know, when I watch, like every time we do a movie podcast, I go deep and I'm like, well, is there some alternate meaning here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like a very, very, again, I'm Joe Budden. But I don't like, but every time there are always clips that I'll be like, oh, this is something that's interesting or this is something that's interesting. And it's almost a guarantee you're going to see him yell and snap, which I don't really necessarily do anymore. But there was a time that I was 100% yelling and snappy.
But you know what? When we're in discussions with each other, we can get like that.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when we had the toilet paper conversation.
You know? Oh yeah. I mean,
I had to stand my ground. I had to stand my ground. You know what I mean? Disrespecting. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy, bro? Like now, I mean, no disrespect, but every time I see toilet paper, I think of you.
No disrespect.
No disrespect.
No disrespect taken. No disrespect taken. You know what I mean?
It's in the conversation.
Yeah. No, listen. I every time I pull out a square or two to use, I think about that conversation. So you know,
square or two. There's no way. You're a fraud. There's no way.
Oh my god.
Well, that's another topic.
Podcast for another
another podcast.
So ready
a second.
Yo. Won't catch me slipping if I'm actually thinking you're acting different. Manic, spitting sounds of manic depressing. Going through